Hey, what is going on, guys? Cubbyhole Productions and the Crypto Monkey in the house with your market today. Guys, as you can see, we have some red on the table. We had some green earlier. The market is doing a little bit of shifting. There are a couple topics I want to talk about. Some hash rates, Bitcoin's current stability, where we're looking like on the technical analysis, and so forth. First and foremost, I'd like to address I got on Binance about 3 days ago and liquidated every single one of my positions. Every single one of them, including Tron. It's gone. Tron, Pundi, Engine Coin, Genesis Vision, Neo, you name it. If it's on Binance and not available on Coinbase, I liquidated that position, put everything into Bitcoin, and consolidated into Bitcoin. I still see alts have a long way to fall, in my opinion, so that's why I did that. I believe Bitcoin is going to be the safe haven, the safest bet as far as cryptocurrency is concerned for the time being. Now, once our alts start going on another run, then maybe I'll invest in some alts and make some profits there. But as for right now, all I can see the alts doing are continuing to fall, and they took too much of my money, and those bags were way too heavy, so I moved forward. So now that all that's gone, I still am bagging some Ripple, and most of my money, or most of my investment, is in Ethereum and Bitcoin, hands down. Small portion in Ripple, some EOS, very small amount in Zcash. The coins that are on Coinbase, basically, just a very small portion, but mainly Ethereum and Bitcoin are my largest investments right now. And Ethereum's hurting me as well, but I'm riding that lightning till the end, because that's one of my larger holdings for sure. Bitcoin is number one, and Ethereum is number two. All right, moving on, guys. Looking over at the coin farm, as you can see, we are flashing some sell signals right now. We've been neutral pretty much all day. This is on the 4-hour time frame. This is the margin analysis, technical analysis. So we can scroll down here and see that shorts and longs are almost even right now. Earlier, the longs were up, and we did go up to about 10,900, which we will look at on the technical analysis here in 1 second. So as you can see, or not as you can see, so hash rates, guys, are through the roof right now. Hash rates are at all-time highs, highest they've ever been, well over 85 million, and that's trillions of hashes per second. So that's like quintillion, 85 quintillion hashes per second. Anywho, that's the highest it has ever been, which lets you know miners all have their rigs running at full blast. We are using more energy than we have ever used. That's going to be a problem. People are going to be bringing this to the tabloids, saying Bitcoin's draining the earth, burning, causing global warming, all this good stuff. Well, guess what, guys? Next news line up is Bitcoin is using less energy despite record hash rate, the new data shows. So Bitcoin energy consumption is becoming rapidly more efficient. Data from aggregator Statista accessed on September 5th showed that despite more computing power being dedicated to Bitcoin mining, less electricity is required to fuel it. So basically, energy consumption as of July this year was 69.79 terawatt hours per year. In July last year of 2018, the figure was 71.12 terabytes, while hash rate was almost 60% lower. So hash rate was over 50% lower than it is now, and the terawatts were higher than they are right now. So as you can see, it's becoming very apparent and clear that we are turning to more renewable energy resources. So the data thus fits into overall trend for miners becoming more ecologically aware. As Bitcoin prices recover this year, multiple operators announced attempts to improve efficiency. A study in June found that 3/4 of Bitcoin mining activity is powered by renewable energy sources. That's big, guys. We're making moves in the right directions. These are the types of things that are going to have to happen, because there's always going to be the naysayers saying it requires way too much energy, so we're going to constantly have to be evolving, using more and more renewable energy resources to make this thing become more and more mainstream and accepted by some people. So we're basically hardware manufacturers are manufacturers are using Bitmain's new 7nm Antminer, which debuted last November. And like I just said, electricity nonetheless remains a popular topic among third parties. Some of which allege the consumption is morally questionable activity. So that's what we're moving. That's what I'm saying. That's always going to be an issue. People are always going to be questioning the electricity consumption. And guys, being that we're the highest hash rate we have ever been in the lifetime of Bitcoin, and we are using less energy, 60% less energy than we were this time last year. That's incredible. That's just insane. We are moving in the right direction. So let's check on over here. I've been keeping my eye on the Google Trends, Bitcoin worldwide and the United States. I will share a couple trends that I have been noticing, usually around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning for whatever reason. We're getting a little spike. Please excuse me, my computer is running unbelievably slow right now. Unbelievably slow. So, like I was saying, here we go. Unbelievable. Okay, so some of the trends I have been noticing are that around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning is when Bitcoin is becoming Central Time. It is becoming most Googled on Google Trends. And what I am also noticing is that it's on the perimeter of the United States, not really any of the states in the middle. You can literally go through and it breaks them down, like Oregon, California, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, Pennsylvania, Maine, Massachusetts, Florida. It's all the states all around the United States. The middle states are looking it up the absolute least. Texas is kind of in the middle there as well. So just something I'm keeping my eyes on, trying to see if there's any correlation in Bitcoin trends and the TA. So one quick other deal I'm looking at is the crypto native fundamental metric used to assess overbought or oversold conditions. It's called the MVRV, and historically, periods of an MVRV less than 1 have represented oversold conditions, whereas periods of MVRV greater than 3.5 have represented overbought conditions. Of the MVRV levels above 4 since January 2013, all 3 have coincided with record highs in price. All 3 of them. Currently, MVRV is 1.75 and falling, suggesting the possibility of a bullish bias. So basically what we're looking at on this graph is where we are and where we are falling. This is the MVRV. We are at 1.75 and falling. As you can see, every time we have crossed below the 1 MVRV level, we have gone to new record highs. So we could be on a bullish bias is basically what it's recommending. We could go down to the 1, which would still take some time in my opinion, which let's go over to the TA and let's talk about that. All right. Guys, this is what we're looking at still from my last video. Same symmetric triangle. Some people are saying it's a descending triangle. I don't like descending, obviously, so that is why we have a symmetric, and it makes more sense. 1, 2, 3 points of contact. That's a pretty strong symmetric triangle. And look, we got 3 coming down. Actually 4 counting the top. And all these right here. So this is clear as day a symmetric triangle that we have formed, and it could be considered a bullish pennant when you zoom out like this. Right now we are looking at the daily chart, and let's zoom in to see what just happened today. Boom. This is that same red triangle we are looking at, guys, and we are staying very, very true to it. We came all the way up here, and if I were a trading person, I would have sold all my positions. If I was shorting, I would have shorted it right here. Some people say that's way too risky. That's the crypto game I guess you're in right now, but TA says that's the level we hit, and we fell out immediately. So short term, I see us bouncing around within this triangle. We could come all the way down here and test these 9,000 levels, and we could come back up and retest these $10,800 levels, or we could just stay in this triangle for a while. There's still time to go. In the end, if you zoom out to, let's go back to the daily, zoom out, we're still, in my opinion, in this giant triangle. We're just doing a little movements up here in this tiny triangle. So what is to say we are not going to fall out of the bottom of this thing, come retest these bottoms down here? Like I said in my last video, that's $4,500 right there. And then we go and test this right back up here, 10,000 around 700, come down around here and do something like that before we ever go on our bull run. And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, I believe that's what's happening right now. Way too many people are expecting a bull run. Way too many people are expecting a straight fractal pattern. But unfortunately, guys, I think this is what we're looking at. And we can go over to this other chart I have showed y'all in my last video as well. This is what I've said from back in June. We went on that big run, and I said we were going way too parabolic. Bottom's going to fall out. We're actually consolidating. Bottom did not completely fall out, though it did drop all the way to 9 from like 14,000. So I think we're still consolidating, but I think the bottom's going to fall out, unfortunately, guys. So that is the market in a whole. That is why I put everything in Bitcoin, and that's what we're looking at right now. We can do lots of movement in this triangle. You can still make lots of profit in here, but until we breach 13,000, probably 13 to 13.9, I think we are still in a descending pattern. So any thoughts, comments? If you disagree, let me know. You got it first from here. That's all I have got for you today, guys. If you liked any of the content, feel free to subscribe and wait for the next video. I never know when they're going to come out. They come out randomly, but it could be tomorrow and it could be in a month from now. But I'm sure it will be sooner than that. So until next time, guys, that is all I have got. Peace out.